Hello, my name is James Yeager. I own a company named Tactical Response. Most likely, you're watching this video because somebody you care about, somebody who cares about you, sent you this video and wanted you to watch because there's some potential trouble coming up with the election that we're having. And it doesn't really matter if you're a Democrat, or Republican, or Libertarian, or Communist, or whatever. It doesn't really matter that this could potentially be a problem for you and your family potentially. And so they wanted me to tell you a few things, and so here I go. Top off all your vehicles with fuel. Check the fluids and the tire pressures and stuff like that, because if your city community has some kind of civil unrest, you're going to need to leave, and stopping for gas in the middle of a riot probably is not the most prudent idea. Generator, if you have one, go ahead and test start it. Make sure it starts up. You've got a little bit of time to get it repaired, or whatever the case may be, before the election. Do that. I wouldn't tell you to go buy one right now if you don't have one, but I would tell you to check one you have. And a lot of people that have generators have never changed the motor oil in them or put a new air filter. So maybe if it starts up, maybe check that stuff. Maybe do that. Food and water. I think you need to have enough food and water for a few days, maybe a week, and it needs to be food that you can that won't spoil if the power goes off, and that you can cook without the power or even gas maybe shut off or anything like that. Maybe food that you can just it's ready to eat out of the package, kind of a thing, or a can. Fire extinguishers. This is a real concern. This is the favorite method of property destruction during these events, and having a fire extinguisher, even a water hose, making sure the water hose will go around your house or something like that, may be pertinent. And I know some of you guys think, well, I don't live in that city or those places. What's it going to hurt to make sure your gas is topped off and you test started your generator and things like that? New batteries in your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. Go ahead and put fresh batteries, and that's just good advice. Doesn't matter what's going on. You probably need some new ones, and your smoke alarms might be outdated. They do have a expiration date. Maybe it's time for new ones. Go over your plans with your family. If you have a fire plan, go over the fire plan. Again, fire is a real concern. Talk about what your family is going to do if the house catches on fire, but also if you've talked about what might happen on a home invasion type robbery or attack, go ahead and go over that plan again with your family. If you have a security alarm on your home, make sure you use it. Make sure your family knows the difference between the smoke alarm buzzer, like set it off, let them hear it, and the burglar alarm buzzer siren. Charge everything that you can charge that's got a charger on it. Charge it all. I would suggest having a radio that will run off a battery, just a small cheap radio that'll run off a battery that will at least pick up FM and AM. That would be great. If you have a bug out bag, time to recheck it, go through the stuff, make sure nothing's expired, or maybe if you need to take something out, or winter is upon us, maybe put something in it like extra layer of clothing. That's a good thing to do. Maybe go ahead and stick that in your car. Maybe. And they wanted me to tell you that they have warned you and they love you and they care about you, but they can't come to save you. That if your location gets too dangerous, that it won't be possible for them to come and get you. So they really want you to think about leaving if you can. Make sure the lighting outside your home is good. Motion detector lights, make sure the bulbs are all working, stuff like that. Make sure you have medical gear on hand. Even if you don't know how to use it, other people could. So think about that. Make sure your medication prescriptions are up to date and won't run out in the next week. If they will run out in the next week, call your doctor and see if they will call you in a prescription, to get you through that time period. It's probably pretty important. Cash, including small bills, ones, fives, tens, 20s, etc., to buy stuff, because if the power goes out, the credit card machines won't work. The big stores, the Walmarts of the world, they'll just shut down. The mom and pop stores, they know how to run a cash register. They'll still sell you stuff, but you gotta have money to do it. remove all attention-grabbing decals from your car. So it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, my kid's an honor student, it's fine, but any political statement, and again, I don't care if it's what side of the spectrum it's on. I don't care. Anything like that, I would remove from my car. Wouldn't have it on my car. 911 is not going to work. You should just plan on the fact that if there's an emergency, so many people will be calling that you'll literally be overwhelmed. So that's why I want to talk to you about the America's original 911, yelling for help. Talk to your neighbors. And I know a lot of people don't do that anymore. They don't talk to their neighbors. You should talk to your neighbors. You should get to know your neighbors. All of them have skills and attributes. You have skills and attributes, and you guys could come together and form a nice little coalition if necessary. And so do that. And the last thing is, I will tell you to take this advice for real. Somebody wanted you to watch this that cares about you, and so at least take this under consideration. What the main thing they want you to do is to understand that bad things happen to good people that were minding their own business all the time, and they don't want you to wind up in the news as some casualty of some civil unrest that you had no part in. So I would tell you, you need to prepare for this as if it might happen. Like, take it under consideration, because if the world starts melting, you can read all these reports from these different cities where it's happened. All these people I didn't think it could happen in my neighborhood. It can. My name is James Yeager. I own Tactical Response, and it's my duty to tell you that your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.